Anything can happen. Art's crazy, dog. All right. On the count of three, Garwar is going to give us a start. Ready? Everybody with me? 3, 2.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our special simultaneous event. Tonight we have Phoenix and Reno both having art battle events at the same time. Right now we are here in Phoenix. We have just started our very first round, and these artists are fire. I was getting a chance to review these artists leading up to the countdown, and they are just phenomenal. I'm so excited to see what goes down on the canvas tonight. All right, here we are with Chadwick Pascal, who describes himself as the Cadillac, which is excellent. What a great moniker there. Here we are with Pallavi. All right, and here we are with Amy Liu, who is working on a portrait. We have this very close-up view. And here we are with Stephen Allison. Stephen is an artist that I've been very, very excited to see painting tonight. He describes his work as being very much rooted in surrealism. And when I was checking out his work, there's just this like otherworldly quality that he's able to achieve with easel. And I'm very, very excited to see what he throws down today. Here we are with Zon, and Zon is a street artist from Sao Paulo. And he usually is working in a lot of different layers of spray paint. So I don't think that we see any spray on Zon's easel yet, but that could potentially be making an appearance. We are back with Chadwick. And Chadwick is working on a dark ground where he is layering on this golden sienna color. And he's very much working wet into wet and using the black that is underneath to give a toning quality to the sienna that he's applying over top. So definitely intentionally mixing some of those grays in there. Looks like we're starting to see the execution of some sort of skull character. I think we've got a hat on top as well. Here we are with Pallavi, and Pallavi's piece right now is very much reminding me of a watermelon. I'm positive that that's not the direction that we're headed. I think it's going to be something that's more celebratory of pattern, and we'll grow from there. But that's just my initial impression right off the bat. Got that super strong, opaque, very evenly layered red color, and we can see that she's going over top with all of these dispersed black dots. Here we are with Raquel, and we can see Raquel's reference there of the monster from Frankenstein, and she is translating that just wonderfully to canvas. We can see that there's such an accurate depiction there, and I have to really congratulate Raquel on the execution quality that she's achieved already in only 4 minutes. Not only does she have her proportions very correct, she is really getting into some of the tonal quality now. We can see the appearance of her first few little highlights going on. Just fantastic work from Raquel already. Heading on over to our second arena. Back with Amy. And Amy's portrait is coming along very nicely. We have a super close cropped composition of this figure's face here. We're also seeing the appearance of some textural components that are making their way onto the canvas with this thicker application of paint in the hair. Back over with Steven, and we can see Steven is beginning to start to get into some of those shape establishing marks within this portrait that he's working on. An interesting pose that he's choosing for his figure here, with the chin kind of slightly downturned and the head leaning into the chest. Definitely a little bit more of a complicated figurative approach, and so can't wait to see the way that he establishes all of those shadows, because that's going to be a little bit difficult to execute from the standpoint of where we're catching the light source. Back over with Zahn, and I'm digging this. Definitely getting Rolling Stones vibes here. Is anyone else seeing that? Would love to hear from you guys in the comments. We're getting lots of thick applications of paint here, and we're also seeing Zahn doing quite a lot of layering. He has said that he's quite well known for layering and layering and layering all of these different colors to add up and build depth. So we're definitely seeing that with the application of those brighter colors and then diffusing it with some tonality on top. Back over with Chadwick, and we are seeing the addition of more colors coming into view on this piece. We're getting some purples and some reds that are really just helping to set off that yellow. We're getting a lot of intentional dripping as well, very much making this piece lean into more of that kind of expressionist space. Back over with Pallavi. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is totally making sense now. We had the initial field of red, and that was really reminding me of a watermelon when she started putting on all of those black dots. But now we see the way that all of that is coming together, and this is a really interesting approach because we often are seeing artists executing florals in art battle. That's quite a popular subject, but this is quite an unconventional approach to this subject because we're taking each step and repeating it for every single flower. Usually we would be seeing an artist paint to completion one flower, another flower, another flower, another flower. And so seeing the way that she's applying this method and this pattern ideology to it is very interesting. Really enjoying watching the evolution of that. And speaking of evolution, here we are with Raquel and her monster, her Frankenstein monster. And this has totally taken a turn, and I am having so much fun watching all of these pop culture elements coming into collision. We're definitely seeing some classic Ziggy Stardust elements here with the David Bowie lightning strike of pink across the face, which is completely unconventional and totally not where I thought that this Frankenstein piece was going. So kudos to Raquel for keeping us guessing. Back over with Amy, and I'm really loving the way that Amy is handling the paint right now. We're seeing her applying all of this thick, thick paint onto the canvas with her hand. And a fun fact to share about Amy at this point is that she is normally a sculptor. So she's a painter, but she also is a sculptor. That's her primary medium. And so I feel like we're seeing some of that influence watching Amy execute this painting because we're getting her engaging with the paint with this very tactile nature that you would often see in sculpture. So I love that she's bringing that physicality to it. Back over to Stephen Allison. And I definitely am feeling like there's like a sense of tenderness here in this application. There's a softness in the expression that he is capturing. And I feel like we've maybe perhaps veered a little bit away from the surrealism that I was initially anticipating, and we're going more into kind of this traditional portraiture execution. But I have to say, I'm still really, really enjoying it because I feel like we're capturing this kind of private moment of this figure. I'm also really enjoying the way that the blue, or sorry, the green is playing over top of that yellow. Really lovely. Back over to Zahn, and Zahn is continuing to delight us with all of these different layering qualities. And so we're really seeing quite a lot of depth within the background, lots of textural elements as well. And Zahn is definitely also playing with that kind of pop culture reference where we're seeing, I think, this mouth that is quite apparent in the center of the canvas, and he's being quite playful with it, and we're getting all of these squared off marks that are just kind of bringing it more into that graffiti and street art realm.
Artists over here on the second location are hot kids. There's purpose in those eyes.
Back over with Chadwick here. And we can see that Chadwick has added in some really awesome elements of cacti that are hanging out within the skull. I'm loving all of these layered elements. Something that I really enjoyed about Chadwick's work when I was checking it out, his studio work, when I was kind of studying the artist, is that he does this layering technique to the way that he's adding elements into a composition, and he likes to kind of have them really interact with each other and overlap, and I love seeing that element of his style coming into play here with the cactus and the way that the cactus is actually interacting with the skull and also moving through the hat as well. Back over with Pallavi. And Pallavi is continuing to refine those flowers for us. We now have some really gorgeous pops of yellow within the center of these blooms here, and just really continuing to kind of underline the focal point there. You can also see that she's using a fan brush to just kind of blush out some of these colors and give us those really soft gradients within the petals here. Back over with Raquel. And Raquel is now adding in all of these awesome highlight elements, really setting off the face and helping to bring that face forward. I'm also enjoying the way that she has decided to avert the gaze of the figure here. Usually, when we see a portrait of the Frankenstein monster, there's this very concentrated, intense eye contact. And when we're looking at Rachel's portrayal of this portrait, we can see that his eyes are downcast. And so it's definitely giving a different kind of emotional hue to that portrait. Here we are over back with Amy, and Amy is hemming it up for the camera. She's got about 5 minutes remaining on the clock, and we can see that I think she's basically finished. She's just showing off her piece now at this point, and I have to agree, it is finished. Often we see artists overwork a piece just because they feel like they need to work every minute of those 20 minutes. But sometimes you know when a piece is done and you just got to step away. And I think that she's rocking it. Back over with Stephen, we now have the addition of a cigarette that is hanging out of the mouth of our figure here. Just absolutely loving this piece. There's like this gestural component here that feels very true to life. It feels like he's really capturing the sensation of an alive person that is just kind of peacefully looking downward or perhaps starting to fall asleep. I'm wondering if this sketch is maybe from an in-person reference, that he sketched a friend or someone significant in his life. Back over with Zahn, and he has brought back some of those highlight elements, the shine on the tongue, and we're also seeing him using this palette scraper. It looks like a drywall scraper that he's using to apply the color over top and get this like wonderful, super thick texture. I always love when we get the opportunity to see a different kind of tool being used up at the easel. Like, we definitely see palette knives in art battle very often, but it's not super often that we see straight up like drywall tools being used. And it just goes to show the innovative quality that artists have within their own practice, that they really find use for all of these different materials and tools. Back over with Chadwick here, and we're getting even more of those drips and really leaning into that expressionist quality from this piece by Chadwick. And I like the way that he has grouped all of these drips as well. We've got drips for each color coming down. He hasn't overlapped them, and so I think that's an interesting stylistic choice. And also leads to some very fun moments from the way that those drips interact with his main character of that skull, and how it kind of picks up and follows the different contours of different textures that he's already laid down. Back with Pallavi here. And I just really am having so much fun watching this piece evolve and seeing the way that she is building this piece, the way that she's taking this on in a very step-by-step manner, and paying attention, equal attention to each flower that is present on the canvas.
We're passing the 2-minute mark, a minute and 30 left. We're coming down the wire. Brush mark is getting intense. We
now have just 1 minute remaining on the clock, and voting is open for Phoenix. Head over to the link that is on your screen artbattle.com/AB2581 and choose your favorite artist. The top 2 artists from this round and the top 2 artists from our next round will be moving forward into a third and final showdown. So be sure to cast your vote because it really does matter. Every vote counts, and these guys are absolutely painting their hearts out.
This is the home stretch. This is where contestants become champions. Amy Lou, very confident. Very confident. She said, come and take a look. It's red.
Yes, I agree.
20 seconds left on the clock, folks. Just 20 seconds left. 15 artists. 10 seconds left on the clock. Countdown with everybody as we get to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rushes down, artist time is up. So, get a gander at all the already books, and make sure you check the names on the website. We do have a little images in the artwork of the wrong names. Make sure you select the name of the artist. Okay? Don't get hoodwinked. Technology is a bitch. These artists will be moving their ratings to the side, so you can go and get a second look before you use your vote as our round 2 artists now move in.
Okay, let me
To the
grab
slaughter.
it quick. Thank you for letting me know.
Round 2 artists, please gather your supplies. Prepare yourselves at your working stations. Round of applause for round 1.
Jordan.
All right, a huge congratulations to our first 6 artists who painted in round number 1 of Art Battle Phoenix tonight. Very, very exciting work up at the easels. So happy to have these guys displaying all of their skill and courage. And now is your time to vote for your favorite artist at artbattle.com/AB2581 in Phoenix. And a special treat tonight, we also have a simultaneous show running in Reno. So we will be heading over there for our first round in just a few moments. Be sure to stay tuned.
All artists feel that they're being judged tonight, which might lend itself to artwork. Who knows? Round 2 will feature our wild card act entry, Carrie Rose. Please see Jordan for details on how you can get set up and compete with the best. Get that happen, vote for round 1 while you are waiting. Vote for the artist. And think about buying a piece. Starving artist is real. It's nothing we made up. Pay for something. Paintings are now heading to the auction table. As round 2 artists are getting themselves prepared to head to their easels. Great opportunity to go ahead and get yourself another drink, some water, or refreshment. Remember, the 2 top voted contestants from each round will go to round 3, and then we'll go to round 3 as well. We got a full night of competition ahead of us. Still giving you more time to get inside and vote. Get your votes in and counted. So the artists are still hanging up their goods, still getting ready. We're setting up easels for round 2.
Here we are hanging out in Reno, getting ready for our first round. I believe that our artists have just started. So our first round in Reno tonight, very, very exciting. Here we all are with Jeannie, and Jeannie is laying down some gray gradients here. Quite some aggressive brushwork happening from the top of the canvas. Looks like we are getting into an intense round in Reno here tonight. Here we are with Geneva, who is laying down some really wonderful expressive brush marks coming from each diagonal corner of the canvas. We have a different color temperature going on as well from each end, and so that's creating really interesting collision of a color story. Here we are with Jeannie again, checking out the way that she's layering all of this gray over top of this canvas. Here we are with Dino, and Dino is a spray muralist usually, so it's interesting to be able to get to see him working with a brush here, and it looks like he's taking quite a graphic approach. We can see that he's also got a hand-drawn reference point on his station that he's working beside, so he's got a hand-drawn visual that he's following. Back with Jeannie here, who is also taking on that kind of diagonal compositional approach, where we have these lines of this golden hue of sienna coming up from either corner. Now starting to get into some smaller brushwork here with this white being used as a drawing element. I'm loving the heavy application here of paint from, I believe that this is Bernardo, and this color, there's just so much richness coming through with this thick application, and also the way that he's layered this complementary color on top of it, just absolutely like buttery smooth. Really enjoying the way that's coming together.
No pressure.
Really enjoying the way that this is coming together from Dino. This is just a fantastic view of all of the graphic marks that he's creating here within this piece. Lots of illustrative qualities as well, and we're definitely leaning very much into the surreal. And we're seeing Jeannie
Ignore me.
layering on some of these elements.
Back to you.
Some great textural components coming forward as well from Nick. We are just about at the halfway mark of our first round in Reno tonight. Very, very exciting. Voting is now open for our first round of Reno. Head over to artbattle.com/AB2554.
Over to the area underneath the time clock. So if you look on the wall, you see the time clock. Directly in front of that, there is a laptop with a QR code. Scan it, get signed up to vote and also to bid. And make sure that you do that because that is the most important way.
A really interesting application here from artist Richard. I'm loving the cubist vibes that we are getting here. Just really, really super cool, especially the way that he's executing this kind of pearl necklace, and he's really blown apart all of the different beads from it. Very, very cool. Back over with Geneva, and the color story that's happening here is very, very interesting. Back over to Dino. And now I'm starting to discover that the skull that he is working on is actually a headdress or a hat for his character. So I'm really enjoying the way that this piece is continuing to evolve.
I would also like to remind everyone of the wild card.
Back over with Jeannie.
At the end of this round, so maybe by now you've had a drink or two.
And Jeannie's piece is coming together in this really wonderful way. Some great compositional elements on the diagonal there, and the addition of the figure is so engaging, especially with all of these great elements of movement that she has going on.
Be brave, put your name in for the wild card. We'll be choosing that just after the end of this round in a little over 6 minutes.
Back over with Nick here. And we're getting just such a great experience of being able to see all of the textures that he has added into this abstracted portrait here, especially with our camera angle being just this little bit angled. We're getting to see the way that the light is hitting the ridges of all of the paint that he's applied here. Back over with Bernardo here. And we're just continuing to get these thick applications of paint. Really getting this collision of colors here. We can see that he's got a big, bright palette set up beside him. And we now have 5 minutes remaining on the clock. So we have 15 minutes that have elapsed in our first 20-minute round of our battle in Reno tonight. Some really excellent work here from Richard, especially when we look at the color story. We've got some of these kind of diffused colors here with this like pastel purple that he's got going on. And he's toned out some of the blue into almost like a periwinkle, and then we have some peachy tones going on in the skin, but everything has this more muted quality, which I think is a really great contrast to the aggressive quality that Cubism itself has. Usually when we're looking at Cubist works, at least modern Cubist works, we're seeing a lot of super bright, aggressive colors, and so for him to be using more of the muted palette, it makes this piece that much more contemporary, and I'm just really, really enjoying that.
Three minutes, 40 seconds.
Back over with Dino, and Dino is just continuing to add all of these swipes of color within different areas of the painting, adding little spots of emphasis. Great job from Jeannie here, who is working to execute the features within this painting. So small, this portrait that she's doing, where the figure takes up the majority of the canvas, and you have the face that is just about the size of a quarter. And so you have to be really careful when you're adding detail in there, because you can overwhelm the face very easily, but she's doing it in such a delicate, wonderful way. Back with Nick, and Nick is continuing to give us all of these explosive strokes that are really emphasizing the emotional character. Back with Bernardo, and Bernardo is continuing to just give us so much color play and texture. Back over with Richard, and we're really getting into those darker points of contrast here. And so he's adding in some black line work. And really emphasizing the shapes that he's already created on the canvas. We have just 2 minutes remaining in Reno in our very first round of our Battle Reno tonight. Our first 6 artists have been painting for 18 minutes, and they are absolutely rocking the easels. Voting is now open at artbattle.com/AB2554. So head over to that link and cast your vote for your favorite artist. The top 2 artists, as voted by the audience, will move forward into a final round, joining the top 2 artists from our round number 2. Getting our final moments here from Jeannie, who is just continuing to emphasize the importance of movement within this piece. A great job from Nick here, especially the way that he's emphasized all of these ridges with this heavier paint application. And we can see that Bernardo has now moved into that marks the close of our first round in Reno, and we are just a few minutes into our second round in Phoenix, so we are going to switch over there, but make sure that you head over to that Reno link at artbattle.com/AB2554 and vote for your favorite artist in Reno. you're live.
All right, here we are in Phoenix with about 3 minutes left in this round, and we are looking at Amanda right now. This piece is really well done. It's a you can see where the style comes from, but the execution is perfect. And now we are with Christian Lopez, and this piece is absolutely stunning. Christian, very good job there. So the background highlights are so subtle and so perfectly done.
Yeah, and loving the level of diffusion that he's got going on with that yellowy color. It adds so much depth.
It really does, and just I'll bet you that Christian is a really good abstract painter too.
Oh yeah, it's funny that you say that because I can totally picture that.
Yeah, absolutely. I can just tell from the way he's done his background that he's a very good abstract painter. Look at this piece here from Ariana.
Yeah, absolutely loving this. She has described her work as being impressionist and expressionist. We're definitely getting that vibe here with our Van Gogh portrait.
With our Van Gogh portrait, I'm loving the palette for this one, and it's so peaky. It's almost a photograph.
Yeah, there's just such a wonderful warmth that's really shining through here, and getting the opportunity to see her reference and the piece on camera, you really get the sense of her color accuracy. Wow, this piece from Miranda is killer.
What's going on here tonight? This is totally hot everywhere tonight.
Oh man, this is amazing. Check out even just the flicks of the whiskers and how careful she would have had to be to do that.
For sure. The little crown. Come on. Beautiful piece.
Yeah.
What an amazing group of artists we have here tonight in Phoenix. We are getting a fantastic show.
Yeah, we are definitely spoiled for talent here tonight in Phoenix and in Reno. And also got to commend our wildcard artist here who has really created quite the expanded composition of this butterfly. Interesting crop that she's decided to do here.
Yeah, really nice and courageous of her to step up to the easel with no notice and do the best work that she can unashamedly.
Getting into our countdown here.
Competing under the pressure, that's a fucking lot of pressure, man. It's a lot of pressure, man.
Wow, what a round for our second round of Art Battle in Phoenix tonight. So many different styles, so cool.
So excellent all the way around. What an amazing group of artists. Got to hand it to the Art Battle Phoenix organizers. They have really booked great artists here for tonight because this round is super. I'm thinking about sharing this whole round on a carousel on Instagram tomorrow.
I think we got to do it. It is.
I think we got to do it.
Really sick work.
Yeah.
Some really, really awesome work. And looks like we are just doing a quick camera reset in Phoenix. So I'm going to switch us over to Reno, where I think we're getting a little bit of a canvas tour of all of the pieces that had just happened in their first round.
This piece is great.
Right? I love that he's used some more muted, kind of toned out colors. Usually with Cubism, you see like really high saturation, and so I feel like it brings it into a more current space using a little bit more of a pastel tone.
Can I stop filming
Yeah,
now?
I'm really loving that one. I'm seeing that one everywhere right now.
Okay.
So good. Especially those lines of emphasis as well. And
Yeah.
voting is open in both of our rounds for Phoenix and Reno. So we have our links on the screen to be able to vote for them. So be sure to check those out at artbattle.com/AB2581 and AB2554.
Perfect.
All right. Yeah, get your votes in there. We want to know who you think should paint in the final round. There's a lot of great art to choose from tonight. It is not going to be an easy decision.
Absolutely. There's these guys did not come to play tonight. They are going so hard.
They're going so hard, for sure. Everyone wants to paint in the final round and take home the win in round 3 if they can. And the beautiful thing is, 4 of these painters, we're going to get to see them paint a second time, which is going to be a real treat.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. We're going to get to witness 2 finals tonight. So we're going to see our top 4 artists in Phoenix and our top 4 artists in Reno. So dang, that's going to be some high intensity there.
Absolutely.
And also, all of the works created here tonight are available for silent auction at those same links that are on your screen.
Yeah, these pieces are so cool and would look great hanging in any home. Maybe you're an art collector and you see something you want to add to your collection. Maybe you don't have any original art, and now's the time to get in there. The starting prices are extremely affordable, so get in there and bid on your favorite piece. We will ship them to you.
All right, we will be back for our second round of Art Battle in Reno in just a few minutes, so be sure to stay tuned.
Voting will close in just a moment. Please make sure you get your votes in, guys. We prep for round 3. Still anybody's competition. Round 3 is a whole new game. It might as well be a brand new competition. Remember, the winner of tonight's battle will compete in the city finals. And then the winner of the city finals will compete at nationals. It's a big deal. Choose wisely. See a couple people been on their phone the whole time, stuffing the ballot box. Cheers. Cheers. Doesn't matter.
The funniest thing about it is people when they're really drunk, they feel like sit one can, and they're like, oh my god, this is really like secrets on it.
station. Andy Lou is winner number 1. Stephen Allison, contestant number 2. Miranda Gamble, you're number 3. And Jackson Clue, being in the 4th entry. Give a warm round of applause to those who are in and around 3. And another round of applause for everybody competing here tonight, guys. Please. This is a very unnatural bloodbath of artistry. Please clap for these people for doing this in front of your eyes. It's a very disgusting thing as an artist to compete in front of you like this. All right, artists to the stations as we prep for round 3. Our 4 round 3 contestants, please prepare your art supplies, gather your utensils. Head to your stations. Station 1. I want Jackson Clue and Miranda Gamble at Station 2. Station 2 is the station closest here to the DJ booth. Give it up for Gargoyle spinning the 1s and 2s tonight, keeping it funky, keeping it fresh. Making you sweaty even though you ain't really trying to be. You know? How can you resist? Amy Lou and Stephen Allison at Station 1, closest to the bar. And we have Miranda and Jackson at Station 2, closest to the DJ booth. Pick your places, figure out what you want to watch. We'll give you some time to get set up. Make sure you take a lap around the room. Remember, every piece of art you see here tonight is for sale. We are auctioning off the artwork from the artists who competed in the first 2 rounds. Here at the auction table. Support local art. Support local art.
For the rest of the night.
And they last 40 seconds in front of each canvas before you move to the next one. And we're live, so.
stakes are a little bit higher. just a mere minute, a couple of minutes, we're going to go ahead and start round three as artists can prepare, setting up their tools, setting up their easels, setting up their canvases. Stephen Allison here is deciding which Bonnie Bear song will help them get through the night. Which Fleet Foxes song will help them put art into the canvas.
Hi guys, what can we get started for you?
You do a dark and stormy?
We don't have ginger beer.
Don't have ginger beer.
Ginger ale, but no ginger beer back here.
You make a dark and stormy with ginger ale?
Yeah, we can. It's not gonna be as like gingery.
Yeah, that's good. I'll do that.
There he is.
Honestly, when I order,
Round three to start. It's just a matter of minutes, guys. Might be wise to get a drink now. I want all focus on the stations here for our contestants here tonight.
Do you want to do a spice drop or white rum? Spice. It's gonna be 28, 24 altogether.
The artists are about as ready as they're ever going to be. Anybody's game here tonight, guys. Anybody can win it here tonight.
Thanks, guys. Did you want to do the piggyback or the spice drop? Okay.
Folks, it looks like we are ready to start our final round here in Art Battle at the Foundry. I'll remind everybody that the winner here will go on to compete in the city finals at the end of the season. And the winner from that will head to nationals, alright? Lots at stake here tonight. Our four contestants look as ready as they're ever going to be. See Stephen Allison, he's got the headphones in. He's zoned in, getting ready. Amy Lou has a dance in her step. You're going to see performance back there. Miranda has a swatch of colors that unlike you've ever seen in her mind. Jackson dialed in. A look of despair on his face. Who the hell knows is going to happen? Will you join me in counting down as we begin round three? In 5 seconds, artists, are you ready? Artists, are you ready? Oh, that's it. Audience, are you ready?
Okay, our Discord.
All right. Here we are about to start round 3 in Phoenix. This is going to be very exciting. We saw such amazing paintings from these 4 painters in the first 2 rounds, and now we get the pleasure of seeing them paint for a second time. All right, here we are. Gonna get the camera and go a little closer into the easel here. And seems like we have a little video glitch, but we are going to be right back in the action here. Round 3 in Phoenix, Arizona at Foundry. This is our maybe our fourth or fifth event at Foundry, and we are seeing the best events that we've seen in Phoenix so far. So really great to be working with the people there and our producer from Foundry, Jordan. So, okay, we are back at Easel. Here we are with Miranda, who painted that incredible tiger in the second round. And you can see she's starting off. These canvases are a little bigger. And this is Jackson. Be interesting to see what they paint in this round. 4 painters, 4 very different styles. Of course, with an open theme, meaning these artists can paint whatever they like. We always see a really wide variety of styles, subject matter, and it's very exciting. Here we have a little bit different setup than we normally do. We have 2 groups of painters. We have 2 painters on one end of the room and 2 painters on the other end of the room. And this painter is, I'm having a little trouble reading the name. Hard to read. It's handwritten, as they don't know.
This is Stephen Allison, who painted a yellow and green portrait in our first round.
Thank you, Morgan. All right. And we have a sitting figure here. I love that he's painting in his sketch. We see a lot of, I do love the look of the marker work too, but I love to see classic all paint, all brush. It's really cool to see from Stephen here. All right, we are just waiting for the video to pop back in. It's been in and out a little bit. Sorry, guys. Doing the best we can. Of course, using the internet to bring this free stream to you. Who's this, Morgan?
This is Amy, and Amy painted a close crop of a portrait on in the first round, and it was really interesting watching her creating because she is usually a sculptor in her studio, and so she got very physical while she was painting it.
Really cool. That's great. With Miranda right now, who painted that incredible tiger in the first round, and this is starting to look like a tiger too.
Yeah, very, very much digging Miranda's style. The vibrancy of her colors is just chef's kiss.
Yeah, really good. I'm looking forward to see what she does, what colors she's going to choose to lay down on that one. It's going to be a surprise, and I know it's going to pop too. Here we are with Jackson. Love how clean his style is.
Yeah, their style is so specific, and you can really tell that they have this very stylized line work down pat.
Absolutely, it's the basis of what they're doing for sure. And we're coming back now to Stephen. You know, I haven't seen this particular composition done in recent memory at Art Battle. And I'd love to see how many brushes Stephen has there. Is he using just one steady brush, or does he have a whole rack? I don't see a lot of brushes there. Might be a one brush kind of guy, you know. Every painter has a different way of working, and some painters use one brush for the whole painting, just, you know, cleaning it and changing colors. Some painters have lots of brushes and use a different brush for every little thing they do. So love to see the variety in the technique. And of course, with 12 painters at an event, we get to see so much, and we are lucky to be having them sharing their techniques and styles with us.
Yeah, loving also the intensity of texture that Amy has going on with this figurative work. And heading over to our second pair of our finalists here. Just making our way through the crowd of art lovers at Art Battle Phoenix.
Yeah, back with Miranda. Do I see a second tiger coming in on the left? Could be.
I think that would be like too much for me in the best way.
Yeah.
That I would just be too overwhelmed by awesomeness if we had a second tiger.
Absolutely. I want that second tiger so bad right now.
I'm like, can I handle it? Can I handle a second tiger?
Yeah. I think I'm ready. I've had a day. I'm ready for two tigers.
That little rosy hue of the tiger's nose, too. Such a thoughtful detail.
Some careful work from Jackson here. They filled in a little bit of background around the existing figure, bringing it right up to the line perfectly. Looks like it's always been there.
So good. I love the way that these shapes are breaking off of each other and are layered slightly off, and it's creating a lot of compositional interest.
Yeah, for sure. There's more to come, I know. Although the last one was rather simple.
A great stance here from Stephen. Stephen is really just showing off his ability for the figure today. We had a quite unconventional portrait from him in the first round, just in terms of the pose was quite difficult to capture, and he did a fantastic job. And here we are with another almost confrontational figure.
Yeah, and he really got the face features in there since the last time we were around the easel.
Oh man, Amy just looks like she's having so much fun also up at the easel, and that really, I think, is going to draw some crowd points for her too.
But yeah, she's singing along, doing the hand gestures. And I love a paintbrush behind the ear, one of my favorites.
Me too. It's just, it gives you that sensation of being with the artist in their own studio. There's like a level of comfortability there of an artist throwing a brush behind their ear.
Yeah, absolutely. We have some kids in the audience there. Art Battle Phoenix is an all-ages event. And as you know, as we know, Art Battle appeals to people of all ages, little kids to your grandparents and great-grandparents. So the community is quite wide, actually, for Art Battle. We get a lot of different demographics in there, and it's really cool to mix it up.
Yeah, really, especially with the variety of artists that we're able to get, we're really able to appeal to so many different kinds of art lovers in the crowd. from more illustrative and contemporary stuff to more traditional executions. We got it all.
Absolutely. And we're getting a real treat here in the final round tonight. These pieces are really, really fun, actually. They're clean, they're cool, they're fun. And I liked Jackson's style. I liked their first piece, and I am certain that this is not very far away from their studio work.
And that brow game is on point. All right, headed back over to Stephen Allison here. You can really feel the weight of the hands, the way that they're hanging off of the wrists here.
Yeah. Such an interesting pose. I wouldn't, like I said, I haven't seen this. I have not seen this pose captured at Art Battle in recent memory.
And that's quite the feat when you consider that Chris is one of the co-founders of Art Battle and so sees the most Art Battle paintings out of anything, I would say.
I've seen a lot. Not quite all, but, we're in the thousands for sure.
Oh, that was a really fun line.
Yeah,
of that
was great.
That phthalo blue just outlining the figure.
I love the highlights on the legs.
Yes. Oh, it's such a good thing to point out. I'm really noticing that now. It gives it that sense of roundness.
Yeah. With just just some really easy brush strokes too. Getting the edges of the canvas there with Amy, reacting to the crowd a little bit. Some painters are totally in their own zone, and some chat with the crowd. It's fun to see.
Yeah, you can tell that the vibe in the room tonight is just really joyful.
Yeah, so we had a tiger from Miranda, and now we have a second tiger, but this one is a white tiger. So Miranda, fair to say that Miranda loves the tigers?
I would say these are the best tiger paintings that I've seen at Art Battle.
And that's saying a lot because Morgan has seen most people's fair share of Art Battles altogether.
I have seen a lot of Art Battles. There is an artist in Chicago that paints tigers, and they're excellent as well, but not quite in the same compositional intensity as Miranda. So I'm loving that kind of portrait quality that she's bringing to it. Yeah. And Jackson here with the clean line work, and check out the opacity that they're able to get in these highlights, layering over top of that dark green.
Yeah, absolutely. No, they know what they're doing. So clean.
So clean.
Back with Stephen. That is a verified Art Battle technique. Put your background in at the end. It's risky, but looks like Stephen is pulling it off.
And here we are back with Amy. And I love that we're getting this camera angle that is just off to the side. It really gives us that opportunity to see all of the texture that she's got laid on there, especially in the hair.
Yeah, a whole lot of texture in there. And here we go, just like the crowd, going from one set of easels to the other, back to Miranda and Jackson. Oh yeah. Oh, that's looking real great.
Let me ask.
Loving those thick white highlights over top.
Yeah, so epic.
Let me
And yeah, those pops of spray. It takes something from being very soft and fantastical into that street art element and giving it a little bit of edge too.
Yeah, love to see that. Great use of medium. Oh, here we go. Look at that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, really fantastic work from Jackson. And it's funny because in our first round in Phoenix, we also had an artist, Raquel, who painted a play on the Frankenstein monster as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is, getting close to that spooky season, so some people have pumpkins and all that sort on their mind already.
I really have to commend Jackson on their ability for time management. Just everything has just really fallen into place, and they're just adding in those final little finishing detail marks at this point.
Yeah, perfectly timed out. I think they probably work pretty quickly normally, but they've definitely planned out and probably practiced their art battle work. This painting from Stephen is so good.
And I have to agree with you that the background element just, bam, made so much impact.
Oh, look at this from Amy.
So fun. Was that glitter, I think? I think it was like really, really hefty glitter or torn up artist's foil.
They already did it.
30 seconds left on the clock. Only 30 seconds left.
All right,
What
getting into our final
this
seconds.
is.
Yeah, what a final in Phoenix. Huge congratulations to all of these artists and to the team on the ground.
10 seconds left on the clock here tonight, folks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Artists, give it up to them. Get louder, get louder. This is incredible. Absolutely impeccable work by everyone here tonight.
All right, that concludes our final round for Art Battle in Phoenix tonight. And voting for our final round is open at artbattle.com/AB2581. Only one artist will be crowned the winner of tonight's Phoenix event.
All right, it's going to be a close vote because we got 4 really awesome paintings in there. I think that Stephen is a definite contender. I think that Jackson, Miranda, and Amy also did great work and are going to get a lot of attention from the voters. But we're going to see who comes through as the champion of Art Battle Phoenix tonight. Get your votes in there and get your bids in there. Take one of these paintings home. Or I guess if you're watching online, we're going to have to ship it to you, and we'd be happy to. So get in there, vote, and bid right now. Art Battle in Phoenix, 15th of September, 2023. We are live. We don't know who the winner is yet. Stick around and find out.
Lose artwork here. Make sure you get on your phones. Choose who you want to go to the finals. It's up to you. Dealer's choice. Not here tonight. It is your choice. Incredible work. Incredible stuff. Remember, all this
Butterfly
artwork
was
is for sale.
the butterfly was the random
You want to
person.
put your money where your mouth is a support of the artwork. This artwork will be for sale, up for auction. Make way to your left and right. Steve Allison's artwork is coming to the front. All artwork is here to the front. If you want to get your eyes on the 4 pieces that are up.
Some free labor.
For the round 3 voting, take a look up here to the front.
No, I guess
Lots of different styles. Waiting for the artwork will close in just under 10 minutes.
Down in front.
You want to place your bid for the artwork. Remember, all the pieces here are up for auction. Make an offer, they can't refuse.
honestly, I like the James Dean one.
I'm talking about it.
I feel like that one is the hardest to do.
Should I do that for interview after? I will.
How do you feel like
Put your votes in now, make your votes in. Who should win? Who should go to the finals? Who do you want to see compete for this? The end of season winners here.
Ask him.
Who do you want to see more from? What style was your favorite? Whose process really grabbed at your heart? Last call for votes, guys. Last call for votes. Last call for votes. Get them in right now. If you got T-Mobile, just forget it. You're not going to be logged in fast enough. I don't know the Wi-Fi, so you thought. All T-Mobile users, just put your phones down. You're not going to get there. Put your phones down. Last call for votes. Last call for votes. Bidding for the auction will still remain open after the selling votes and the sign of the winner list. The auction was.
What are you guys doing after this?
Well, I thought this was longer, so she's gonna be mad at me.
You
But
can grab a drink.
yeah, you go with us? Yeah.
Competition.
You want me to do it? Or you got it? Just tell me if you're bored.
Bro, this is so fun to me. JJ.
Get your votes in, get your votes in.
He was like talking about how broke he was and he bought a $130,000 car.
Isn't that so funny? It has the wings too. He shocks me every day. That's why I like having him around. One day he'll be in jail, the next day he's buying a Model X.
He was really talking about how
I don't know how I'm gonna pull through this trip, man. He keeps telling me, he's like, I'm gonna be broke in Rome. It's an expensive ass car.
We are just counting up our final votes for Art Battle in Phoenix, and we will be announcing the winner very, very shortly.
You have to restart every 30 seconds or 30 minutes.
So did we just like, how many people are watching?
I have no clue. It goes to a third party. They stream it on the internet for buyers and stuff.
Did I walk across it?
Huh?
Did I walk across it?
Yeah, you can go in the front right now. You can do that. Yeah, in front of everybody. This is our event.
Voting is now officially closed. We have our two winners here tonight. In second place and first place. Second place is basically honorable mention. First place is the real moneymaker here tonight. First off, give a warm round of applause to everybody once more. And yourselves for coming out tonight, as well as the fact that the games have been on. This is the official launch of season 2. There will be more art battles here as we dive into our competition heading into the city finals. Remember that the city finals will decide who goes to the nationals, okay? The nationals are at stake here. That's the whole damn country for those of you who went to Arizona Public Schools. Guys, our second place winner here tonight, our runner-up, if you will. Please show some love for Stephen Allison. Second place. It's just as good in our hearts. Remember, artist objective. At the core of it, none of this matters, guys. Remember that, okay? And our first place winner walking away with our check and an entry into the city finals. First place is Amy Lou! Come on up, come to the front. You are the winner, you lose your score. She's the winner, the winner to be. Here she comes, you are the one. Come get your check. Oh, what the heck, you're the fucking winner. Give it up, Amy, one more time, guys. There you are. The giant check is yours. The entrance to the city finals is yours. That is the conclusion of our art battle tonight. But remember, the bidding is still open for auction. If you wish to purchase one of these fantastic pieces of artwork, as well as anything that you see here in the room that has a price tag on it, go ahead and keep the bidding open. Garboy is going to keep the tunes thumping. The night has just began. All right, and it's only like 9 something. For my 35 and older crowd, just go ahead and go.
All right, a huge congratulations to our winner, Amy Lou. A fantastic execution of paintings across the entire event in Phoenix. I have to say that myself and Chris were just totally blown away by the quality of art here in Phoenix tonight.
We absolutely were. Tonight was super amazing. Second round was what blew me away. In the third round here, we have 4 absolutely fantastic pieces. Any one of them could have been the winner tonight.
Yeah, just and epic third round. Really, really just wonderful work. So excited to be in the Phoenix art community, and I believe that they will be taking artist applications for their next event soon, and we also are currently taking applications for many events internationally. So if you're watching with us on the stream, head over to artbattle.com/artists and share your work with us. We would love to see it.
We absolutely would love to meet new artists, and as Morgan said, we have events going in so many cities. So if there's one that you want to see it in that isn't on there, please drop us a line at hello@artbattle.com. Let us know where you'd like to see us.
All right, we will be back for round number 3 in Reno in just a few minutes. We're just working on getting some technical issues settled there, so be sure to stay tuned. Art Battle Reno final round in just a few minutes.